A Jacksonville man who pleaded guilty to defrauding a local business out of nearly $1 million will spend less than 3 years behind bars. The judge sentenced 37-year-old David Dinsbeer today after taking the night to think about his decision. Now, according to the indictment, Dinsbeer teamed up with a Hickory Foods employee to set up a fake supply company and receive payments for items never delivered. Channel 4's Heather Lee was in court today, and she's joining us now from our newsroom. And Heather, Dinsbeer could have gotten up to 320 years. Why was he only sentenced to 3?
Well, in federal court, the judge is allowed to tailor their sentences based on several different things. Criminal history is one, the seriousness of a crime is another, and they compare that to the guideline sentence that's based on a chart similar to this one. A local attorney I spoke with says it looks like in this case, the guidelines matched up well with the judge's decision. 37-year-old David Dinsbeer will spend 2 years and 9 months in prison after pleading guilty in March to 16 counts of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and wire fraud. Today, Judge Timothy Corrigan presented the sentence to Dinsbeer, explaining the factors that went into his decision. He spoke about positive attributes, saying he can see how much he loves his children. But the judge says in the letter Dinsbeer wrote to him, Dinsbeer never explained why he did it. The judge said, quote, his upbringing was described as ideal. He has parents and grandparents of character. I just don't have an explanation. Sometimes there's an underlying problem, but I don't see that in the background. He says in the letter, Dinsbeer expressed remorse for what he did. And the judge says he's cautiously optimistic Dinsbeer won't do it again. These are some of the things the judge looks at when figuring out a sentence. Local attorney A. Russell Smith says the judge would then compare his findings to the federal sentencing guidelines to see if they match up. In this case, they did.
Then the defense lawyer and the prosecutor present arguments to the court about whether the judge should go above the guidelines, below the guidelines, or apply the guidelines. And the court has to determine an appropriate sentence.
The guidelines showed a sentence between 33 months and 41 months. Judge Corrigan decided on 33 months in jail with 2 years of probation afterwards. Once Judge Corrigan read the sentence, he told Dinsbeer, quote, I barely know what to say to you. You've created a huge challenge for yourself and family. It can be overcome. You know what the right thing is. You've just got to do it.
In this case, you had an experienced prosecutor, a very talented defense lawyer, a very experienced and intelligent judge, and it appears that the system worked just the way it was supposed to work.
Now, Dinsbeer was told to get his affairs in order to prepare for his prison time. He has also been ordered to pay back the money he defrauded from the company. If Dinsbeer wants to appeal his sentence, he must do so within 14 days. And as for Richard Hollis' murder investigation, investigators say there's no evidence it is connected to the fraud case, but it hasn't been discounted either. There's a $10,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. That number to call is 1-888-755-TIPS. Heather Lee, Channel 4, the local station.